Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for waiting. I am still getting used to all of this tech, and I seem to have a breakdown every single time I come on live, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. Okay, so welcome. Thank you for waiting. I apologize. And usually my husband's here to support me, but he was not here. So I hope this is going through. I hope that you can hear me. I hope that everybody can see and hear me. Um, I spend a lot of time on Zoom, but I'm incredibly tech challenged, and then I get like, I don't know what's happening. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Archangel Metatron, and I've been reading and learning and thinking about Metatron and connecting with Metatron for a couple of years now. So how I was introduced to Archangel Metatron was organically introduced. Quite frankly, I used to not be connected to the archangels, and I was visiting my friend Christina Miglino right before the pandemic hit. It was the October before the pandemic hit. And she and I were drumming by this dry riverbed. And I got this visit from this angel. And I really did not work with the angels at all. But I got this visit from and it was Archangel Metatron. And the message I received from him telepathically through the drum was that something big is coming, and you are going to create groups to support spiritual warriors in navigating these times. I didn't know what all of that meant. I didn't know. I was working mainly with private practice at the time. I didn't have, I wasn't teaching classes or running groups, but this angel had this massive presence. He actually scares me a little bit, still scares me a little bit. And so I trusted it, and I followed the guidance, and I did what it took to create what are now called the spiritual warrior groups. And he is the steward of that group. He is the one that supports me in navigating it. Now, that was my introduction to him, and I'm still getting to know him. So I'm going to share with you the history that I know of Archangel Metatron, and a little bit about how to recognize him, how to bring him into your energetic field, and how to receive support from him. So Archangel Metatron is one of two angels that used to be human. Sandalphon is the other one. Sandalphon is the steward of Earth, and Archangel Metatron, he resides in the central sun, but according to a lot of scripture and according to a lot of historians, Archangel Metatron is actually the top tier angel, even above the warrior angel Michael. Archangel Metatron, because he was human, he and Sandalphon lived a pristine life. His name was, I'm going to say it wrong. It's Enoch. His name was Enoch when he was a human, and he was without sin. And so he and Sandalphon did not go through the death process. God chose them to rise them up so that they could become archangels and the stewards of humans. So Archangel Metatron knows the human consciousness very well. And he is, according to many, as large as planet Earth. Like, his wingspan is massive, and he has thousands of eyes, so he can see many things. So he's quite interesting looking. He's huge, and according to some, he is even above Archangel Michael, who defeated the fallen angel Satan. But Archangel Metatron is God's, according to the historians, right-hand angel. What makes him so fascinating is that he understands us. He understands because he lived as a human. He understands our consciousness. Now, his symbol, as you probably know, is the cube. The cube, it has 13 circles. This is the Metatron Cube, and he works with sacred geometry. Now, I've been reading about this lately and been listening to this, and I've never heard this up until, I don't know, a month ago or something. This thing called the Daisy of Death. Now, the Daisy of Death looks like Metatron's cube, but there's more circles to the Daisy of Death than Metatron's cube, but people often confuse them because they look very similar. Now, there's so many different thoughts as to the fallen angels. Are angels demonic? Are angels helping? Are they tricking us? Are they real? Are they really stewards of God? So some people get paranoid around the archangels, and some people, which this is one of the things Metatron, when I tapped into him today, this morning, this is one of the things he wanted me to talk about, were the fallen angels, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But with the Daisy of Death, people are often mistaken. He did want me to talk about this. Often mistaken the Daisy of Death as Metatron's cube, and it is a symbol that you do not want in your consciousness. You do not want painted. You don't want it tattooed on you. It's actually quite a dark portal of energy, and it looks similar to his cube. So just be aware. Archangel Metatron's cube has 13 circles. It's very distinct, and apparently the cube has all of the shapes that God created for us in the cube. So it's quite masterful. And a lot of people like to use the cube, put the cube around them, feel into the frequency of Metatron's cube, but definitely look up. I don't have a picture of the Daisy of Death, but look it up and be careful. So I'm going to come back to the history of Metatron before I forget this. One of the things he wanted me to talk to you about today, and here I'll be really honest, like I said at the very beginning of this, he scares me. Like when I feel into his, not that he's evil or bad or anything like that, he scares me because he's so massive. He scares me because he's telepathic, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. He can read our thoughts. He knows what we're thinking and he knows the trappings of the mind. And he personally has helped and supported me so much. And the women that come into my programs, every person who steps into the Spiritual Warrior program has been handpicked by Archangel Metatron, whether they know it or not. Archangel Metatron has handpicked each and every one of them. I had one woman leave my first group. This was the first group after Metatron came to me, and the first one I created. And the first group of anything is always clunky, and I'm learning and blah, blah, blah. She left, and it was interesting because she was not chosen by Archangel Metatron. The way that she came in was very political and heady, and it wasn't heartfelt. It wasn't heart-centered. And the vibrations of what he was creating in the groups didn't match. So he's helped a lot of the women in my circles, and he's helped me a lot. So I owe him and feel an immense amount of gratitude and deep reverence and respect. So one of the things he wanted to talk about, he wanted me to bring up the Daisy of Death and the comparison to that and his cube, the Metatronic cube that he works with. Secondly, what he's saying right now is that the angels, the fallen angels, and this is like the angels that work with Satan, the angels that fell from God, these are a lot of the beings that are causing deep, deep destruction here on earth. And one of the things that I heard was that the angels, and I don't know if this is true or not, but this is just what I read, what I heard, what I listened to, was that the angels are of the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are both like malintent alien beings that live amongst us that actually help support the earth, actually helps create humans. There are a lot of the stewards of where we are right now. They've caused a lot of destruction and they want us controlled in a lot of ways. And then there are Anunnaki that are redeeming themselves and they want to be back into alignment with God. Now, I've heard from some that the archangels are of the Anunnaki. Now, if they are of the Anunnaki, when I've channeled them and I've talked to Archangel Michael, some of them are from the Anunnaki race, and they are of the Anunnaki race that have actually distanced themselves from them to redeem themselves and to support humans in our freedom, in our liberation, in our sovereignty. So one of the things Archangel Metatron wanted to talk about this morning was to be careful of who you are invoking with the archangels, who you are playing with. The archangels that have fallen, they're very tricky. They're very, very smart, and they come in different packages, meaning like they can come as that looks like an angel, that feels like an angel. So when you're playing in these realms, you want to ask specifically, are you an angel of God? Are you an angel of Christ consciousness? Ask. Because right now, the fallen angels, just like the angels of God, just like the angel, they're all amped up right now. We are in a cosmic war and they're all amped up. And the archangels of God are supporting us in a major, deep way. And Metatron is one of them. Now, here is how, let's see. There's someone like a troll on here. Let's just delete her. Let's just delete and remove her. Okay. Isn't that funny? And here we are bringing in the energy of of the archangels and see how that is. This is so interesting. And I can't get rid of her. Hold on one second. Yeah, I think she's gone. Okay, so this is so funny because when I was praying with Metatron today, he said to be aware of this. I mean, she is an actual example of what we're talking about. That these energies come in, the trolls such as her, they are compromised. They have entities. They are running something so dark. And it's like, it's not her, whoever Morningstar is, which is such an interesting name to someone who's going to come on and just come and be an asshole, that they're run by something darker than themselves. And oftentimes they don't know what they're doing. They don't know that they're, if they don't resonate with what I'm saying, just matter. Come on and be that negative. And this is happening to a lot of spiritual teachers right now. I'm hearing it all across the board. Some people call them actually Metatronic implants. Some people call them, from the shamanic term, they're entities. They're run by something dark. And it's funny because Metatron wanted to talk about that today, is to be careful of these people. And one of the ways, because they're run by something dark, they're run by one of the fallen angels or one of the disciples of the fallen angels, and they don't know what they're doing. And it's actually quite sad. Like, that is actually really, really sad. Like, I don't want her in here, but it's sad. So we can send a lot of compassion because she doesn't know what she's doing, or he, or whatever. So here is the thing. Right now, there is a cosmic war happening. And when you connect to these benevolent beings, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, Ariel, Uriel, the 7 archangels. Just play it safe with those energies. Always ask, are you of God? Are you of the light? Are you of Christ consciousness? And if they're not, they're going to leave. They're going to remove, but they are here to support us during this time. Okay, so here is, and I know a lot of you I know, and you took care of the chat for me. Thank you. Some people they just get attracted to the energy. It's funny. Okay, so here are some ways that Archangel Metatron works with us. One way is through our thoughts. Because he was human, he knows how he works through our thoughts. He knows when we're being negative. He knows when we are, our thoughts are off. So one of the ways he wants to work with us is through our thinking. So if you're having a negative, in negativity, or you're looping through something, you can call on Metatron. Metatron, please bring my thinking clear, bring my thinking into a positive stream of thought, help the labyrinths of my mind of negativity return to a positive grid, return to a positive frequency. Because one of the ways he works with you is through your thoughts, because your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. So if you don't do any other work with him, but just work through those thoughts, as one thing that he does. Also, he is, just like Michael, a warrior angel. He is ready to do the deep work. They also call him the angel of death, not like negative, but one of the things that he does is he comes down with children who have left the earth plane too early. And because he is so big and his wingspan is so big, he gathers them up and hides them under his wing to take them back to God, so that the fallen angels, the dark angels, don't see these beings. And so he is one of those beings that is a steward to helping people that are, one, mainly children who have left the earth plane too early, or coming to people that are ready to move on and hiding them under his wing to protect them as they move up. So one of the colors that he often uses are pink, purple, and diamond clear. So even if you want to color it, or pink or purple or clear, and call on the angel, if you're having a day where you're off and you're feeling negative, call on Archangel Metatron. And here's another thing. You don't even have to call on him for anything that you need. You could just sit in the frequency and the energy of it just by pure intention. Just by pure intention. One of his biggest missions, as being an archangel that is incredibly close to God, even closer, according to some, than Archangel Michael, is that he has God's ear. And he's here to help us return back home to God. And one of the biggest ways he can do that is through our thoughts. Our thoughts, our negative thoughts, bring in negative frequencies. So he knows that when you direct your thoughts into something positive, just like that woman there, that person that was on here, she doesn't even realize what she's creating. I don't care if you resonate with what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. I know this stuff is out there. Just hop off. I don't care. I have no attachment to it whatsoever. But it's the negativity, people wanting to be right and putting other people down, that if you're around someone and they make you feel you're not a victim, but you feel drained, or you feel like you're doing something wrong, or you feel guilty around them, or let's say they're like, oh, hey, want to go out on Saturday night? And you're like, you know what, I really need to take care of myself, and they don't honor your boundaries, or I'm not going to go out. And oh, come on. They make you feel guilty. Even something like that. We want to be super, super mindful, because in that moment, they're compromised. They're not out for our highest good. So as we're going through this time, just be aware, and be aware of your thoughts, be aware of when you're in judgment, and call on Archangel Metatron to support you. And a simple prayer goes such a long way. Archangel Metatron, please support me in redirecting my thoughts. My thoughts are off today. My thoughts are off. I'm in judgment. I'm in assessment. I'm in criticism. I'm in self-doubt. I'm in fear. And he works with the fear frequency as well, helping you release the fear frequency. Fear is something that has been manufactured and created by the fallen angels, because when we are in fear frequency, we are out of our power. That frequency, your power is stronger and brighter than the frequency of fear, but fear is strong and it's alluring and it's seductive. So a simple prayer is, please release me from my fear. Archangel Metatron, God, release me from my fear today. Release me from my negative thinking. So I hope this was helpful. There's so much to learn, but the big takeaways from today is be careful. Be careful with his cube. His cube has 13 spheres you can call, or 13 circles you can call on and draw the cube. You can bring the cube around you. You can call on him to support you in redirecting your negative thoughts, releasing fear, and he knows what it's like to be human. He works in relationship with Sandalphon, who is the archangel of the earth, and they were both human. And according to some, he is the most powerful archangel there is, even over Archangel Michael. So he's massive. Call on him, and there's so much support out there. There's so much support. And here's what I'll say again. Intention, intention, intention. Prayer, prayer, prayer. When we focus our intention on what it is we want to release, what we want to create, how we want to be in the world, it changes. It's huge. It's huge. So let's take a moment of gratitude. I swear it scares me, but in a good way. Thank you, Archangel Metatron. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of the women that are here, men, many, many, many blessings to you, to Earth. And thank you for supporting us, especially during this time of great change and great turnover. All right. Have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful day. And I will see you here next Tuesday, 8:30. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I am new to YouTube and we are building it. We are building it. So what do people say? So like and subscribe to my video. Like and subscribe to my channel. It actually does help and it actually does support. So that would be awesome. All right. Have an amazing day and connect with Metatron. All right. Talk to you all soon. And thank you for having my back. I didn't even notice that person was on here until I was like, I saw Barbara. I was like, Barb, what's happening? You guys are awesome. These are my spiritual warrior ladies. Okay. Have a wonderful day.